Welcome. Today, we're going on a guided tour to demystify some of the most common, and let's face it, sometimes confusing cyber acronyms out there. You ever just stop and think about how your computer connects to a website on the other side of the planet in like a split second? It totally feels like magic, but I promise you, it's not a secret. It's a system, and it has rules that anyone can understand. You see, that whole system is really just built on a special kind of language. And once you learn the vocabulary, these key acronyms, the whole thing just clicks. We're going to use some really simple analogies to make sense of it all. So, are you ready to become a full-fledged navigator of the digital world? Let's go. Okay, our tour starts right here, with you, in your immediate digital space. To make this easy, we're going to think of your personal network as your very own digital house. First up is LAN. That stands for Local Area Network. And what is it? Simple. It's your digital house. It's the collection of all your connected devices, your laptop, your phone, maybe a smart TV, all together under one roof. You know, like in your actual home or maybe a single office. So all the gadgets inside this house are kind of like a family. They can all talk to each other directly, they share stuff like a printer or that one internet connection, and it's all managed by a central hub, which is your router. Now, how do all these devices talk to each other without a crazy tangled mess of wires everywhere? Well, that's where Wi-Fi comes in, or wireless fidelity, if you want to be formal. Just think of it as the invisible air inside your house that carries all the digital conversations between your devices, no cords attached. And let's be real, nobody wants to be tripping over cables running from the living room to the office. Wi-Fi is what makes our modern homes work so smoothly. It's just the ultimate convenience, right? So with all these wireless signals flying around, how does your network know which device is which? That's where the MAC address comes in. Every single device that can connect to a network is born with a unique, permanent MAC address. It's like a serial number or a fingerprint for that specific piece of hardware. And the key thing to remember here is that the MAC address is for communication inside your house, on your local LAN. It's how your computer sends something to your printer and not, say, your smart fridge. It's a purely local physical ID. All right, we have the inside of our house completely mapped out. So let's open the front door. It's time to step outside and see how our little house connects to the rest of the world. We're about to explore the digital city. And this brings us to the WAN, or Wide Area Network. Now, if your LAN is a single house, the WAN is the massive grid of roads, highways, and interstates that connect all the different houses, all the different LANs, together. Across a city, a country, the whole world. The internet itself? That's the biggest WAN there is. Let's just put it plainly. LAN is your house. It's small, it's local. The WAN is the entire city, a huge, sprawling network connecting all those houses. The only real difference is the scale. So if you're in this gigantic city, how does a message from across the world find your specific house? Well, it needs an address, right? That's exactly what an IP address is, Internet Protocol. It's the public mailing address for your entire house, telling the global internet exactly where to deliver that Netflix stream or that email. So let's compare these two addresses side by side, because this is super important. Your MAC address, that's a permanent serial number, and it's only used for local chats inside your house. The IP address, though, that's your global mailing address for the whole city, and it can actually change from time to time. But come on, nobody remembers long strings of numbers like an IP address. We remember names, like cyberacronym.com. So how does that work? This is where DNS comes in to save the day. It stands for Domain Name System, and it's basically the internet's giant phone book. Or maybe an even better analogy is a citywide GPS. It translates the names we use into the addresses computers need. And the whole process is really slick. You type a website name, DNS instantly looks it up in its massive directory, it hands back the right IP address, and boom. Your browser uses that address to navigate the city's roads right to the correct digital doorstep. Without DNS, the web as we know it would be a nightmare to use. Okay, so we've learned how to get around the digital city, but those roads, they're public, very public. Anyone could potentially see where you're going. So how do we travel with a bit of privacy and security? The answer is a VPN, or Virtual Private Network. Now, I want you to picture this. It's like having your own private armored tunnel that you can use to travel through the public city. You're still on the same internet roads, but now you're inside a secret passage where nobody can see what you're doing. A VPN really does two main things. First, it encrypts your data. That's the armor on your tunnel. And second, it hides your real IP address, which is like making your tunnels start from a secret location. You get security and privacy. It's a win-win. And just like that, we're wrapping up our tour. But hey, you're not leaving empty-handed. You officially have the map now. You have the tools to understand the digital world that's all around you. So let's run through our cheat sheet one last time. Your LAN is your digital house. Inside, your devices talk over the invisible air of Wi-Fi. Every device has a permanent serial number, its MAC address. Your whole house gets a public mailing address, its IP, to connect to the city roads of the WAN. To find your way, you use the DNS, which is your GPS. And to travel safely, you take your private armored tunnel, the VPN. See, you got this. Just think about the journey we just took. We started inside our own digital house, learned how to get out and explore this huge digital city, and even figured out how to travel through it safely and securely. You've learned the language. You're not a tourist anymore. You're a navigator. So, I'll leave you with one final question. Now that you can read the map, where are you going to explore first? Thanks for joining me on this explainer.